What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Yeah, and also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm gonna give a few shout outs first and then I'm going in. I see Travis checking in. We are simulcasting Facebook and YouTube. Let a few more of y'all come in and then I'm gonna go in. How's everybody doing out there on this, what day is lovely Thursday? What's up, Dirty Red? Anonymous Sovereign. Complete chaos up in the building. What it do? What it do? Lightweight. Lewis Jackson, I see you, NYC. Luciano. The Line of Judah. Cold-blooded name right there. Going in, fam. Joe Biden finally signed the anti-lynching bill. Let me do this right quick, fam. I got contractors all around me, and I need to turn off these. I need to disarm these alarms for a moment. Don't want to have to shoot a contractor. Anyway, fam. Joe Biden finally signed the anti-lynching law. The name, technical name, is Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. He finally signed it. Made it a federal crime to lynch someone. Give him a little silent, a little baby clap or something, man, because he ain't did nothing major. He ain't did nothing major, like, okay, he signed a little funky law, but so what? Lynching people should have been a damn federal crime. We know it's a hate crime already. So I think the minimum, but the minimum, the base for hate crime, people that get convicted of hate crimes is 10 years, on top of any other act they may have committed. So you basically get a base of starting at 10 years if you're convicted of a hate crime. So all this really did was amped it up and started the base at 30 years. But you got to understand this, fam. All they have to do is punish people straight across the board for committing crimes and be consistent, including punishing the police. Police officers should be punished even more severely than the average person. At the very minimum, police officers should be punished like anybody else because they got training. They took the oath to protect the people. They were given a gun and a badge. So they should be held to a higher standard than the average person who has no training in conflict resolution. They definitely need to be charged heavier. At the very minimum, they need to get the same thing what the public gets. Now, if you kill a police officer, you're going to be up for the death penalty or life in prison. Automatically, that's the way things should be if you lynch somebody. You kill anybody, you should get the same consideration that the people who work for you get. This bill is a dog and pony show. A dog and pony show that took over 100 years to produce. This bill was first entered into law, introduced uh, back in 1900. George Henry, what's that dude name? White, George Henry White. He was the first lawmaker he was a state representative for North Carolina. I think it's I always get North Carolina and South Carolina confused, but I think it was North Carolina. Let me make sure. But he was the first, let me see, George Henry White. Okay, North Carolina, yeah. So he was the first to introduce the anti-lynching bill. And all of these times it's come up, we're talking about hundreds of times, it's been knocked down. They don't want to make it a hate crime. They don't want to make it a hate crime. You know why? Because a lot of them are haters. A lot of them throughout the years have been racist, have been in support of lynching, have attended lynchings, have probably lynched. Yeah, that's why it's taking so long. So this bill does nothing. This bill is nothing. All they got to do is have the same amount of energy with anybody that lynched somebody that they would do with the police. Oh, you lynch somebody? Oh, we finna tear your ass up. We finna get you. You finna get it, partner. You finna get it. But they don't have that attitude. You know why? Because a lot of them support it. That's right. And that's the only reason why it's still happening today. Is because they're not serious. They got all kind of cases out there already. They're not even pursuing. So all they got to do, you can scream lynch all you want to. All they got to do is act like it was a lie and say it was a suicide. You know how many lynchings over the last just 5-10 years that have happened? Don't get me started on the last 40 or 50 years. All these lynchings that have occurred and the law, the police dismiss it as a suicide. Why? A lot of your lawmakers, just like the police, they racist. They support the lynchings. That's right. That's right. This ain't no secret. It's documented. So typically, when you sign a bill into law, before you sign it, you give a speech. In this situation, Biden didn't give a speech up front. He signed the bill, and then he said, okay, it's law. Then he started his little spiel, started talking, about basically patting himself on the back about how all of these other lawmakers, all of these other presidents never signed the bill, but he finally signed it. And that's interesting to me that Joe Biden was the one to sign it, since Joe Biden, one of his nicknames is Jim Crow Joe. And, he's one of the dudes who supported, he was against busing. He was against segregation. Not segregation. He was against integration. He was against a whole lot of things that the civil rights movement was for. So for him to sign this, it's just, But I think he's old enough to realize that it don't matter if he signed it, because the laws are just like contracts. They're only as good as the people who are willing to uphold them and defend them. So it means nothing to have a law that is not enforced. It means nothing. This bill means nothing. Now I know it's a few of you civil rights activists out there who are mad at me for saying this, because you think This shit means something. You believe in symbolism. You celebrate this type of stuff. I celebrate action. I celebrate punishing the accuser, punishing racist, giving them everything they want. I'm talking about bringing all the smoke. I believe in giving them all the smoke they want. Never turning the other cheek. We can have a conversation. We can agree to disagree. We can be neighbors. We can be cordial toward one another, respectful toward one another. I believe in that. I believe that we have to figure out how to get along. We're going to live together. Ain't nobody going nowhere. So might as well try to figure this shit out, try to figure out how to live in peace, right? But if you can't and you don't want to, I don't give a damn. I don't want to either. Let's get it on. That's the way I operate. I ain't got no problem with you, but if you got a problem with me, well, let's do something about it. Let's fix it. I will not be kissing your ass. I will not be running around apologizing. I will not be turning the other cheek unless I'm turning it to come back with an overhand right and smack your ass in the head with it. Other than that, you can forget it. So Biden was joined by Kamala Harris and some civil rights activists, but he was also joined by Emmett Till's cousin, who was with him on the night that he was murdered. Yeah. So, man, that had to be something else for that guy to be walking around with that burden all these years. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. So Biden said that this is one more step with America trying to, right the wrongs of the past. If you want to right the wrongs of the past, we can get to that later since it's the past. Let's start righting the wrongs of today. America ain't even ready to right the wrongs of today because they keep on coming up with new stuff every day. It's something new every day. That's because you got lawmakers out there that's writing laws. I mean, you got governors and people passing laws to not even teach American history, not even teach the real history. They're trying to circumvent history. They don't even want certain parts of American history talked about. The most critical, slavery, because America ain't shit without what they did in slavery, without all of that brutality and murder and rape. America ain't shit without that. Without the blood, the sweat, the tears, the work of Black people who they like to try to call lazy. Ain't that something, fam? Our ancestors, we built this motherfucker. We built it while they sat on their lazy asses and hurled insults and cracked the whip and complained the entire time and got the nerve to call us lazy. No, motherfucker, we just tired of working for free and working for crumbs for you from you and getting crumbs from your funky ass. That's what it is. The nerve, man, the hypocrisy. That's what be pissing me off, man. If we can get to a point where everybody know what happened, you ain't fooling nobody. You make yourself look stupid when you try to act like, nothing really happened and it wasn't that bad. Admit that what happened, then make it right, pay your reparations, and, work on a better America to going forward. Work on a better America going forward. Like, do the right thing. Like, if you're in a relationship with a person and you do that person dirty, you don't get to just continue to be in a relationship with the person without addressing the person. Tell you, look, man, I don't like what you did. You did me dirty. You don't get to just continue the relationship without first making it right, without first repairing what you tore up. You first and foremost, man, you got to reconcile. You got to make it right. America got that arrogance about it where they don't want to make it right. They can make it right for certain people, certain classes of people, but they don't want to make it right with Black folks because that's the arrogance. See, it's still people out there who think they can tell Black folks what to do. They can control Black bodies. That's where the Karens come from. They got an attitude like they control Black bodies, like whatever they say. They think they so superior that whatever they say goes. They got an attitude where they think they can come into our chat boxes and our chat rooms and speak on our situations and tell us what we need to be doing and tell us how we ought to feel. You don't get to be an ally of somebody's. You don't get to call yourself an ally, an empathizer, and tell people how they should feel. If you are really an ally of Black people, if you support the cause, if you support the mission, the objective, your whole role should be a supportive role. What you want to do, how you feel, okay, cool, I'm with it. Because you can't experience, you don't know the experience. You cannot possibly know what it's like to walk in the shoes of a Black person. You can't possibly know what it's like to have your whole history wiped out, to not even be able to research your ancestors past a century. Some not even past, 70, 80 years. You can't possibly know what that's like to have generations of family members murdered, raped, and sold off. You can't possibly know the feeling and what that does going forward to generations going forward. Because all you see is, well, I ain't never owned no slaves. Well, you was never a slave. It's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. But, most people, I understand, I think that most people are ignorant. Most people are really ignorant. And the more I'm on this internet, the more I see them. And, just looking at how the last presidential race went, the way people was voting, I could tell that, yeah, that's probably most people are ignorant, for real. Going into the comments, fam. Cat, what up? Paul Williams, what it do? Somebody said a check won't do anything. If a check won't do anything, why you working right now? Why you busting your ass right now? Why you ain't got no business? Why you don't own a business right now? It was that getting ahead that got them ahead. It was that refusing to give Black people loans for home ownership that held so many Black people back. Home ownership is one of the quickest way to gain generational wealth. But you wouldn't know that because you're not really thinking. You're just like, well, check ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah. Let me tell you something. In this country, money rule everything. It's money over everything. That's this country right here. Oh, it'll do something. It'll do something. And then you got people that say, well, man, if they get that money, man, all Black people gonna do is go spend it and be buying Gucci and giving it right back. And so it's their money. You can't tell somebody what to do with their money. But here's the deal, fam. Most people who ain't never had money, as soon as they get some money, they'll go out there and blow it. Most people, period. Now, the thing is, everybody ain't gonna blow the bag. A whole lot of black people gonna use it as a foothold. A whole lot of people gonna use it to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. A whole lot of them gonna use it to make the right move. I don't give a damn if it's 5%. That's a win. That's 5%. Let's do the math. If we have 40 million in this country, like they say, I ain't got to do no calculation. If we got 40 million people in here, like they say, and we got 10%, let's see, 10% of 40 million is 4 million. So that's still 2 million black people on their way to generational wealth. I ain't mad at that. Pay up, motherfucker. Cut the check. I don't want to hear all the excuses. You can't be telling people what to do with their money. Cut the check. People say, well, that's not enough. It's a start. You want to sit around and say it's not enough and then just don't get nothing? Well, just keep on saying it ain't enough and keep on not getting nothing. Keep on making excuses. Keep on talking about this and that and the third thing. Cut the check. Let's start with cutting the check. Cut the check, sucker. When Joe Biden signed that reparations law to cut that check, then I give that chump some credit. Until then, this anti-lynching bill don't mean nothing. It ain't gonna stop the police from killing black folks. That's what they need. Need a anti-hate. That's the anti-hate bill you need against these damn police officers. But on top of that, it needs to be enforced because that's the problem. They're not enforcing it. They're not enforcing the laws that's already on the book. So this anti-hate bill don't mean nothing. This anti-lynching bill don't mean nothing. They're not going to enforce it. They're already not enforcing the lynchings that's already happening. They got all kind of lynchings happening around this country, and the police know what's popping, and they're dismissing these cases as suicides. Now, black people do commit suicide, but that's one of the least ways that a black person is going to commit suicide is hanging. Yeah, we appreciate you, Miss Michi. That's right. Let them know. Small caps, fam. I don't read the big caps. I don't read those. I don't read them big caps. It look like a run-on sentence or something. It's just, yeah. Make my head hurt. I feel like you're arguing. I feel like you're screaming at me. Makes my head hurt. What's up, Buckhorse DC? People are always sitting back trying to count somebody else's money. You got to be, I don't want to give them no money. That's going to come out of my pocket. You ain't worried about all these you ain't worried about nothing coming out your pocket with all this money they sending over to Ukraine. I don't see you complaining about that. I don't see you complaining about all this money you spend on security for the president, flying in these private jets, spending all this money on the White House staff, all these new clothes. I don't see you crying about that. Armored cars and all that stuff. I don't see you crying about that. But you want to cry about Farrakhan having armed security and living in a mansion. Cut the check, sucker. Cut that check, man. Cut the check. That's right. Cut the check. They got a check for everybody else. They got a check for everything. Check for anything and everybody. They got a check. They cut that check like that. Then you got some people, well, you know, we can't just keep writing money. Just coming. Yeah, we can. They got a printing machine. All they do is just print it up. Just print money anytime they feel like it. The trip part about it is a lot of people don't want black people to get ahead. That's what it is. That's why they don't want to cut the check. But what they don't understand is that if black people get ahead, America gets ahead. Since we are supposed to be all on the same team, right? We're supposed to all be Americans, right? We all live in America. So if black people are doing well, then America is doing well collectively. But the hate runs so deep. You got people that would rather cut off their nose or spite their face. America ain't gonna never reach its full potential until black people reach theirs. Let me say it again. America will never reach its full potential until black people reaches theirs. This is what y'all don't understand. But that hate so deep, that hate root is so deep. They can't even see the forest from the trees. Cut the check, sucker. Cut that check. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. Cut the check. Damn the anti-lynching bill. Emmett Till been dead 50 years. Ain't nobody been brought to justice. You want to bring somebody to justice, you should have went and got that woman who lied on him in the first place. Should have started right there. And then got her family members or whoever, because she know exactly who did it. That's what you should have done. You want to impress me? Writing them damn laws don't mean nothing. We already got laws in this country. We got enough laws. They got about 79 billion laws in this damn country. You can't damn near do nothing without breaking the law. It's just a matter of whether they want to enforce it or not. Hell, you cross a line too soon. That's a traffic infraction. You go over the line when you come into a light. You go through the light and the light turns yellow as your car is going through and your whole car ain't through. You know, like everything, man. They got a law for everything. You got a sign outside on your business. Oh, the sign too big. Oh, it's too close to the street. In your own yard. You know, you want to change your fence side. They got a law for that. Discipline your child. Rod Pittman, appreciate that. Discipline your child. They got a law for that. They got a law for everything, man. Hell, some places you can't even spit on the ground. They got a law for that. They got a law for everything. All these suckers do is just sit around writing laws. Lawmakers are some of the most pettiest people in the world. All they do is sit around just, well, I don't like the way that tape measures. I don't like the way the tape measures, so I'm going to write a law that if you're going to make tape measure, it has to at least be 100 yards. They got a law for everything. We don't need no more laws. We need law enforcement. That's what we need. And that law enforcement needs to be enforced against the police too. Against these criminal Congress people too. These criminal corporations, these executives at these corporations, their asses are the ones that's destroying the country. Everything else trickles down. They got everybody believe that it's the street people that's causing all the crime. It's the poor people that's causing all the crime. They're the reason that we can't get it. They're the reason. No, man, it's the elite. They're the one. Ain't no poor people putting chemicals in your food. Ain't nobody in the hood putting chemicals in your food. The federal government is allowing companies to put chemicals in your food. For that, right there. Right there. You're worried about the wrong thing. Your mind on the wrong thing. Ain't no poor people out here making guns. Y'all talking about gun control and all that. Man, gun control, you fighting the wrong battle. What you need is moral control in this country. You need value control in this country, not gun control. Because if you got values and morals, you ain't pulling out a gun when you have a disagreement. You're not out here maiming people, killing everybody mad, just killing. Everybody pulling out guns, just shooting, killing. Everybody just killing. Everybody head on a swivel. Everybody scared to death. Walking to the store. People scared to speak people now. Walking around. It could go down at any moment, anywhere. Ain't nothing sacred. Church ain't sacred. Hospitals ain't sacred. Your own home, people kick in your door, rape you, kill you, right inside your house. And the police ain't no better. They'll kick in your door and kill you. Used to have a warrant. They don't wait on warrants no more. They get mad, they get kicked in the door. Boo, boo, start shooting. America got a moral problem. America got a values problem. That's what the problem is in America. And it starts at the top. That's right. It starts at the top. That leadership, that's where it starts. Starts in Congress. That's where it starts. And then trickle on down to all of these major institutions. Education, medical, the clergy. Man, you can go on and on. Transportation, you can go on and on and on. Even these museums, these people that run these museums, a lot of them are wicked. Yes, right? Work for the CDC, FDA, wicked. These pharmaceutical companies killing more people than any drug dealer. Whatever. You can put all the drug dealers combined from all throughout history. And these damn pharmaceutical companies then take one pharmaceutical company and they killed more people than all of them combined. Worry about the wrong thing, man. Your killers are legal. They're the legal killers. Look at the executioner at the prisons. The executioner then killed more people than the serial killer that he kills. He executing everybody. But it's cool because it's sanctioned by the state. He got a pass. He get a pass because the government said it was cool. See, you can't kill nobody unless you get approval from the government. You got to get a check. If you can get a check, you can kill. That's why when you go to the military, they make you a killing machine. They tell you got to be a killing machine. But then when you come back to the States, all of a sudden, you got to wipe all that killing out of your head. You got to wipe all that killing out of your head. All that trauma. All that abuse. You don't get a chance. You don't get an opportunity to say that you have mental health issues. If you jump out here, once you get back on American soil and do something, you're going to jail. Or They might kill you. B1, your people over party. What up? Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bobby say to everyone in the chat, you want power, vote straight Republican or don't vote at all. Yeah, get off the Democratic plantation and come on over to the Republican plantation. Y'all don't see what's happening? Democrat, Republican. Democrat, Republican. Democrat, Republican. Democrat, Republican. No matter what administration is in power, we still go through the same BS, no matter which one is in power. So all you're doing is just taking turns. And let me tell you something. When it seems that your life is a little better during one administration, it ain't because of the administration. It is because of you. You're on your own. It's just that you're never going to always do bad. So when you're doing good during a particular administration, it has nothing to do with the administration. Now, that is the way it works, whether it's a Democrat administration or a Republican administration. They don't run nothing. Their bosses, the elite, those billion trillionaire dudes who you never see, that's who run it. That's who run it. And they're gonna do what they say do. Those dudes are just mouthpieces. They're just spokespersons. They're just the face. They're just the face. Let them not do something them folks tell them to do and watch what happened to them. Watch what happened to them. And that's including Trump too. Trump looked tough on the outside, but let him not do what them folks tell him to do and watch what happened to him. Everybody want to talk about Trump. You know, Trump, man, Trump. Let Trump not do what them folks tell him to do and watch what happened to him. Remember the thing that happened in Virginia when the dude ran over the people and Trump came out with the dignitary speech at first, you know, and he condemned it. Wasn't even 24 hours later, there were good people on both sides. You know why? He got that call. Don't forget who put you in that office, boy. This is the narrative we're spinning. When you see racism, the uptick in racism, skip over Trump. He is just, it's the elite. They need us to fight each other. They need us to be boxing each other all the time. They need us to be mad at each other while they're in the back pulling all the strings, getting everything that they want. They don't care if we wipe each other out. They don't care if we go to bed and wake up miserable with all that anxiety and stuff. They don't care about all of that. They need us to do that so they can control us better. If we're busy waking up and we're preoccupied about race every day, if we're preoccupied with fighting and who our enemy is and who hating, well, shit, we can't see what they're doing. We can't mount an attack. We can't never get together to stop the bullshit that they're doing. That's how they control us. Shaniqua, what's up, Shaniqua? Shaniqua Shaquan, what it do? Somebody mentioned the Rockefeller family. Who said that? Terrence. So Terrence mentioned the Rockefeller family. Let me tell you about the Rockefeller family. Among so many evil things that they've done, the Rockefeller Foundation funded the feminist movement. They funded the feminist movement so that they could tax 100% of the population, 100% of the population, as opposed to just half. This is documented, fam. I ain't making this up. This ain't just something I'm feeling. This is documented. They funded the feminist movement so that women can get out of the house, go to work, and that they could tax them also. Had nothing to do with equal rights. Had nothing to do with having a heart for women. It had everything to do with money, like everything in this country always does. Money, money, money. They wanted the women out of the house so they could tax them. The second thing that was important about the feminist movement was to remove the woman out of the house so that the school could raise the kids at an earlier age. This way, they can indoctrinate the kids earlier, and the kids will become more reliant on their teachers and the government and the system as opposed to mommy. This is why when you look at a lot of the relationships today, a lot of women are doing well financially. Career-wise, they're doing well, but they're falling apart in their personal life, especially with the babies, with the children. The children are talking back. They're sassy. They argue with their mother like their mother is some woman on the street, especially the boys. These little bastards so lazy. Mama go out there and shop, make the money, shop, and bring all them damn groceries in the house. And this fool won't even help her bring groceries into the house. He won't go out and mow the lawn. He won't pick up leaves, won't even clean his own damn room. Mama give him everything. Give him the car, give him gas for the car, pay the insurance, give him money to go to the movies with his girl. He won't even get any kind of side hustle, any kind of job, nothing. The Rockefeller Foundation did this. The elite did this, not poor people, not black people. They got a cold game, fam. They cold-blooded with it. They're cold-blooded, man. You got to watch it. Very sneaky, very conniving, very smart. Miss Tate, what up? What's up? Is that Samuel Chima? Is that Chima or Chima? I think that's Chima. Chuck Diesel, what up? What it do? Green Dro. Lakeisha Norwood. Ninth King. The child support hustle. No, PH Per. I ain't trying to do no panel discussion with Candice Owens. See, this is my thing, fam. I don't like talking just to be talking. I'm trying to get somewhere with it. People have had many times have ask me to debate this person or that person or bring a person onto my show or whatever. And I don't want to just talk, just to be talking, just to hear. I already know what this person's going to say. I already know. Like, so if I already know the person ain't for like really informing the people and, you know, and really trying to move the needle forward, why would I have a conversation? Why would I waste my time? I wouldn't. You know, like Candice Owens, it's a waste of time. Yes, Candice Owens says some good stuff from time to time, but Candice Owens is fundamentally corrupt. You know, she can be bought. She was bought. When she switched over to the Republican side, they cut her the check and she switched over. She didn't switch over because of she had some type of moral compass. She switched over because they cut the check. Now, has she switched over because she genuinely believed in the party? Okay, I get it. Okay, and maybe I can respect it. But she switched over strictly because of the check. You know, I mean, just like that. It wasn't like some years passed by, she had some type of exodus or something. No, I'm talking about like, it was like one day she was doing Democrat, the next day she was doing Republican, right after they wrote that check. So I ain't really got nothing to say to people like that. Ain't nothing to talk about. If we can have a discussion where we can move the needle, that's fine. But just sitting up there talking just to be talking, just to see who gonna have the most quotable words or phrases, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. Royal Lioness, what's up? All right, Tony Blacker. Miss New York. All right, fam, that's my time. Ooh, I didn't think I was going to be on here this long, but that's my time. Just to recap, fam, Joe Biden has finally signed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Bill, which they call the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. This after hundreds of attempts, not even attempts, but, well, I guess they are attempts to put it to vote. Hundreds of attempts to make it law. This after like thousands of racists who voted on it. Thousands of racists in Congress who voted on it, who voted no. And don't get it twisted, fam. In Congress right now, you still got hundreds of racists. That's right. Right now. That's why stuff is the way they are. That's why racial tensions in America is so bad. It starts at the top, fam. I'm telling you, the leadership starts at the top. That's why it's so bad. That's why the police ain't been checked. That's why they're not getting punished for the things that they do, because the people who could actually hold them accountable are not holding them accountable. That includes your prosecutors and your judges, your lawmakers, your prosecutors, your judges, your what I'm trying to say, your AGs, your attorney generals, yeah, all of them, man, they're all in the same game. Not fooling me at all. So this would do nothing to protect Black people. Black people are no more protected today than they were yesterday. Understand what I'm saying, fam. Once again, stop relying on the government. It don't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican president, a Democrat or Republican administration. It does not matter. You're frustrated, probably going to go vote or not vote. You're probably going to vote Republican, or you're probably not going to vote at all. Go ahead, let the Republicans get in. They're going to run it in the ground for another 4 to 8 years. And then you're going to be so frustrated with the Republicans, you're going to vote Democrat, and they're going to run it in the ground for the next 4 to 8 years. And then you're going to be so frustrated, you're going to go back to Republican, and each time, all of them will continue to just lie, and make false promises. You're on your own. Until next time, fam, enjoy your evening, your morning, your afternoon, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.